Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining the family. And if you've been here and supporting, thank you. I truly appreciate you. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a very cute little girl's dress. So this is a dress. It's a very simple dress, to be sincere. It's a very simple dress, a gathered dress. The major thing I'll be showing you how to make here is this keyhole at the back here. And also it's a dress that has both Ankara fabric and satin. You'll be choosing the color of satin based on the color of your fabric. So I'll be showing you how to join this. You know, because you have to know how to join this. If you don't join this correctly, you can make a mistake. So I'll be showing you how to do this, and also this keyhole that is at the back. So if that is what you would like to learn, please ensure to watch till the end. Make sure that you watch every part of this video. Do not skip. Watch. You can pause, you can replay to understand what was said at any point in time. So without talking too much, let us get into the tutorial. So if you're cutting with fabric, you're going to place both the front piece and the back piece together. So I have paper here that I'll be using to cut both. This is for the back. This is the zipper allowance, which I will be hiding because I don't need it now. I'll just fold it in like this. So I have this paper here that I'm using to cut both the front and the front and the back, just the upper part of the dress. A guide to know how to place fabric on fold is, of course, the full length of the dress. The full length of the dress is 19 inches, 19 to 18 inches. So the half length is 8 inches. So here I have more than 8 inches, of course. So I am good to go. So you're supposed to place the half length plus sewing allowance of joining that half length to the gathers. So you can choose to use 1 inch. Remember that when sewing, we normally close up this side and also attached to the dress. So you can choose to use like 3/4 of an inch instead of half an inch. You can use 3/4 of an inch, so that by the time you sew in like 1/4 of an inch when sewing in the upper part, you'll be left with something to join to the gathers. So I have here 8 inches of, which is the half length plus sewing allowance. And also for the width here, the body measurement I'm working with is 22 inches. So divide that by 4, I have 5.5. Yeah, 5.5 inches. So I have more than enough paper. You can also choose to use 2 different papers to cut yours. You can choose to anyhow, but I'm just trying to like save time and also economize paper. So let's just get into it. I'll start by marking the major lines, which is the shoulder line. I'll just take this to be the shoulder line, and then I'll mark the armhole line and then the half length. So let me quickly do that. So the basic lines here will be the round armhole. My round armhole measurement is 4 inches, but because I'll be cutting half an inch slope here, so I'll just be marking 4.5. So the half length is 8 inches plus 3/4 of an inch. So I'm using 8 and 3/4 here. So by the time I divide this into 2, I'll have enough sewing allowance to fold in the upper part of this dress and also attach to the gather. So I'll be good. So almost 9 inches, so 8 1/4. And I'm going to extend these lines. So I'll place the shoulder measurement. I'm working with a shoulder measurement of 4 1/4. I'll mark the same 4 1/4 here. I'll be using a neck width of 2 inches. I'll come here and mark half inch for the shoulder slope, which is standard. Half an inch here, which I'll connect to create a slope. So I'll get the midpoint of this armhole, which is 2 inches. It's 4 inches divided by 2 inches, and at that point I'll come in by half an inch. It's a sleeveless dress, so same armhole for both the front and back. So come in by half an inch, and then I'm going to place the body measurement on this, and I'm working with a body measurement of 22 inches. Divided by 4 is 5.5. 5.5 plus 1 inch sewing allowance, making it 6.5. 6.5. I'll place the same 6.5 here. I'm going to connect from here, the beginning of this slope, down to this half inch, and then create a curve and connect it to this armhole here. So I'll just do this. So for the necklines, it's going to be a high neckline for the back, which is 2 inches by 1, 2 inches by 1, 2 inches by 1, and for the back it will be 2 by 2, and for the front is 2 by 2. For the back is 2 inches by 1, and for the front is 2 by 2. So this is the back neckline, and this is the front neckline. So what I'm going to do now is to cut out the back neckline alone. I'm not going to cut out the front neckline. I'm going to cut out the back neckline and cut this out. Then place this on fabric without opening the zipper and cut out on fabric. Then continue cutting the back. So I'll place this on fabric and cut out the front piece, after which I'll cut out I'm not going to cut out the neckline on the paper because I want to use the same paper to cut out the back. So I'm being careful because I don't want to use less the paper. So I'm just going to place on fabric, cut out my front piece. Then later on I'll measure this and cut out on the fabric. Okay, so let me do that. If you have a little girl in your house, ask your mom to give you all her pieces, all her 1 yard that she has left for either scarf or leftover fabric, so that you can use it to practice all of this. So I had my mom send all this fabric to me. So I forgot to mention earlier that you're placing this on fold, just in case I have a beginner here who doesn't know that you have to place this on fold. So I'm going to place this on fabric that is on fold, like this, on fold. So I'll place this like this. Make sure that you place it to the edge here. Use a pin to secure it and then cut out. So when you're placing paper on fabric to cut out what you've already cut out, be very careful when you're placing on fold. If you make a mistake as to place even a little bit, like if you shift it like this makes a lot of difference. So make sure that you're placing it directly on the edge. As tiny as this looks, when you unfold it, this is like half an inch added to what you already cut, making the front piece and the back piece not to be equal. So place this edge, just make sure that it matches the edge like this, and then I'll just cut this out. I'm going to notch this is the, remember that this is the front neckline. I just don't want to cut on the paper. I'm going to just notch it so I know where I'm going to cut from when I'm done. Okay, so I'll just notch it. So this is the front piece. Now we can continue cutting the back. So this is the back piece, and now we can cut the keyhole. So to cut this keyhole, it depends on what length of fabric you're working with as a half length. So what I have here is 8 inches. So I'm going to measure 2 inches from this neckline here. 2 inches, 2 inches, meaning that this is where it will start. And then from the half length, where would I want it to start? Remember that this is our 8 inches here. By the time we take out the sewing allowance, we should be left, this is where our dress should start. So how many inches from this 8 inches do I want? I should have at least 3 inches here, so making it 5. So meaning that I'll be working with 2 inches in total. Is 2 inches enough? So what I will do is to make this 2.5, so that I'll have enough, so that the keyhole will be wide enough. If you want the keyhole to be tiny, you can make it 2 inches. That is from here. Now you can just mark it here. You can do 2.5. Let me do 2.5. Okay, you can also reduce this length here, but it's just a thing of choice. Totally up to you how you want it. So I'll be left with this at the lower part. Okay, I'll be left with 2.5 inches, and my keyhole will be 2.5 inches. in length. Then I will measure 2.5 inches to here. It also depends on what you have, what fabric you have here, how wide you have. If you're making this for like a 1-year-old, remember yours will be smaller, so I can do 2.5 confidently. It's not going to be too wide. I'll measure the same 2.5 here. What I have here is 4.5, just to be on the straight line. So I'm going to connect this. The goal is to connect this to this point, either in a square form, either in a curve. This is what we are trying to achieve. You can see that it was created like this. Can you see? Okay, I did all of this without considering the zipper allowance. Remember that this is the zipper allowance and that it goes inside. So I forgot that. So let's extend this. Okay, this is 2.5 plus the zipper allowance, making it 3.5. So let us extend this. 3.5. So I can choose to just go this way here, you know. I can choose to go this way here. I can also choose to go this way. See how wide you want it is just totally up to you. You can play around with it. So but I think that this is okay. By the time you open the dress, this is how it will look. If you want it wider, you bring out your hand like this. You know, the wider you want it will determine how you will curve your hand. It is a thing of choice. Remember that when you open it up, this is 5 inches at the back, so put that into consideration. This is 2.5 here, and when you place on fold and cut, you'll be having it on both sides of the dress, making it 5 inches. So it's going to be this wide. So this is it. I think this is okay. So I'm going to cut this out, then place on fabric and cut. Remember that you can also make this to be tinier than this. I made this 2 inches. You can choose to make this 3 and you can choose to make this 3.25 and bring this up like this. That way you to just be little fabric here that you can attach button to. So this was like 2 inches, and after all that was sewn, it was left with 1.25 inch or thereabout. So by the time I take in 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch here, I'll be left with this. So let me do it like this. Then let me cut it here. So let me quickly cut this out and then place on fabric and cut out. So this is our back piece, as you can see. So if you're making this for like a longer half length, making this for maybe like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, of course your keyhole will be wider than this and longer than this. So how wide and long your keyhole is going to be determined by the size of the person you're making this for. So without talking too much, let me place this on fabric and cut out. Of course, with the help of a pin, I have secured this. Now I'll cut out.